We don't have ice in Persian Gulf. In the Russian border, they have ice, it's an issue for them, but in the borders of Iran, it's never an issue. So I can say that it's never studied in universities. It's a whole new world, you know, ice mechanics is just another world that I wasn't exposed to before. So no, I never thought I'd end up here and doing this research. My name is Marjan Boroojerdi. I'm originally from Iran and I'm doing my PhD here at Memorial in mechanical engineering right now. I think Memorial is world famous mainly for their ocean and naval architectural program. It's the only university in Canada having a department for ocean and naval architectural engineering, and the facilities they have for experimental work is quite unique. I can say that I have a family that's very focused on education. Both my parents have their bachelors. My dad studied in the US and my mom studied in one of the best universities in Tehran. My sister is quite intellectual, I can say, and I always try to follow her path. We both loved physics and mathematics. And in Iran, you have to choose majors in high school, and I chose math. And then at American University, I chose ocean and naval architectural engineering. Memorial is kind of famous in our university because of the facilities they have and the labs they have. And when I decided that I want to study abroad, Memorial became one of my choices.
St. John's is a fairly small place. I mean, there's 200,000 or so of us here. It's not a big city. The oil and gas industry offshore is a big deal here. It wasn't developed years ago because it is one of the nastiest offshore environments in the world. We have waves that go up to 30 meters, the size of a 10-story building. There's sea ice that drifts in from the Labrador coast and comes down from the Arctic, including multi-year ice, really heavy old ice. And then we have icebergs. The challenge of the ocean is just horrific. When you're facing these really hard challenges, these sort of challenges of nature, you might say, of course you have to really study problems hard. We're working on things which will make ship systems far safer and far smarter and far more economical than they are today.
If you consider level ice sheets, when ships are passing through them, they will break the pieces of ice and you will have rubble formation. Each individual block of ice will then bond together and then form a bond that we call freeze bonds. So my research focuses on studying what affects the strength of these freeze bonds, because it can pose very high loads on ships or offshore structures.
Ice as a natural material has many variables that influence its properties and its behavior, and it makes it quite challenging. It's also a material where you have complex continuum behavior, and you also have complex fracture processes, and those two areas draw on different sets of mathematics and different tools, so it makes it very complex to try to model the behavior of ice in its entirety. So Marjan's work is looking at those block-to-block scale processes, and the overall objective then, of course, is to integrate that into models that some of our other students are working on and link that with other sort of larger scale experiments to give us a more complete picture, so that again we can develop physics-based models that more accurately capture the overall behavior of ice when it's interacting with structures.
I'd love to stay in Canada after I graduate. I love this country. I'd love to work here. Living alone for the first time, it can be hard, it can be intimidating. But the people are so friendly here. They are all so kind. They want to help you, and they are really generous. They're kind to foreigners. So I never felt homesick, I can say. I feel that St. John's is my home now, and I miss it if I leave.